How close are you to getting back in the room? What do you miss most about not being in school?
I miss most obviously seeing my friends and all the after school activities that I've done. And I think that we're very, very close getting back to school. And I think that the way that our new
Right.
president is handling things is a very good way. And we would have not have gone to this if it were still the last president.
Really? That's hard to believe because the last president was saying, I want every kid back in school. Lily, for you, what is your hope knowing the numbers are going down and the governor might be opening up?
Extreme Foolishness TV here. This is where I talk about extreme foolishness that goes on around you. Today, I'll be talking to you guys about how a sixth grader schooled Brian Kilmeade on air on Fox News in his own show. Let's go. Well, Brian Kilmeade had a show where he had a couple of sixth graders. The purpose of the show, he invited them to his show. The purpose of it was to get sound bites from the sixth graders that they were going to use in the campaign against Joe Biden. They wanted to ask them about what do they miss about going to school. So Brian Kilmeade asked one of the kids. The kid said, well, he missed his friends and that the way President Biden is handling the whole pandemic is great, that he's doing a good job, and that if he were former President Trump, he wouldn't have done such a good job. And if you saw the video, the girl at the bottom of the screen was pretty much nodding in support of the other sixth grader. And somehow, this struck a nerve with Brian Kilmeade. He had to interrupt the kid and say, well, the former president wanted kids to go back in school. He wanted them to go back in school. You know what? See, one thing I've been saying all along, if you watch a lot of my videos, is that kids are watching. And you think kids are not smart or they don't know what is going on. But apparently these kids are smart. They know exactly what is going on. They know that Biden is doing a good job. They know that Biden has vaccinated over 100 million Americans in the first 100 days. At least 200 million Americans in the first 100 days received at least one shot. More than 1/3 of Americans are fully vaccinated. And he's doing a great job. If it were President Trump, he would have been saying, it's China, China. He would have been still blaming China. He wouldn't execute the way Biden is executing right now. And Brian Kilmeade knows, I know he knows this stuff, but because he's with the propaganda channel, he has to pretty much say whatever they want him to say. And the kids know better. And again, there's one thing, like former President Trump said he wanted kids to go back to school, but he didn't have a plan on how to go back to school. It's one thing to say something like, I could say, hey, I want to be a millionaire or I want to be a billionaire, but I got to have a plan. I got to work towards that goal. See, Trump talks, but he has no plan. All he likes to do is just say, this is what it should be, but he has no plan. That is the difference between Joe Biden and Trump. Joe Biden sets a goal, he has a plan, and he executes the plan to achieve the goal. And we're seeing the results. Instead of just saying kids want to go back to school, we want kids to go back to school without really ramping up the vaccine, the rate at which people get vaccines, without promoting vaccines, kids are not going to go back to school. It's not going to be safe for them to go back to school. What is the point of just saying kids are going to go back to school without you actually planning how they're going to go back to school? How are you going to get the vaccine to people? How are you going to get it out? Trump took the vaccine in his bunker at the time in the White House. He didn't ever make it public. He did not make it public at all. So you see the difference between Joe Biden and Trump. And kids are watching. And Brian Kilmeade should be ashamed of himself for even wanting to argue with a kid. With a kid. That's some extreme foolishness. You know, the kids are watching. They know who is doing their job. They know who's executing. They know who's running game. Even though a lot of the viewers of Fox News may not know, but because they're sixth graders doesn't mean they're dumb. And remember this show, Are You Smarter Than a Sixth Grader? Hosted by Jex Foxworthy. Do you think if Brian Kilmeade was on that show with his kids, what do you think will win? Do you think Brian Kilmeade will be smarter than a sixth grader? I think those sixth graders are smarter than him, and they'll probably give him a run for his money. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the little boy was right by saying Biden did a good job? Do you think that Brian Kilmeade was right in pretty much arguing with a little kid? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share this video, and don't forget to hit the bell notification. Make sure you're good ambassadors in front of your kids because they are watching. And most importantly, say no to extreme foolishness.